Hey, what is up everyone? Today I want to talk with you about my approach to playing the 7th string guitar. Now the idea for this video came to my mind when I watched Rabea Massad's latest upload, where he attempts to play the 7th string guitar, although he's used to 6 strings. He's an absolutely fantastic 6 string player. He's my guitar hero. Honestly, nobody except for the band In Flames, when I started metal, nobody influenced me that much than Rabea did, especially over the last 2 years. He's just the most versatile player that I know and just the biggest inspiration for me. Anyhow, let's talk about the 7th string. So he attempted to play the 7th string guitar, although he's not used to it. I am very used to it. I started playing guitar, classical guitar, when I was about 6 or 7, I don't know, can't remember. I switched to electrical guitar when I was maybe 13, and I bought my first 7th string guitar when I was about 17 years old, I think. I'm 23 now, by the way. I actually can't remember that transition phase that I went through, because now it is just so obvious for me to play on the 7th string. Rabea's video made me realize that this is not the case for everyone, so I thought it would be interesting to share my view, so it might could help out some of you guys who are new to 7th string guitar or are thinking about getting a 7th string guitar. Now today I'm using my absolutely beautiful Kiesel Vanquish multi-scale. This is the best guitar that I have, that I ever owned, the perfect instrument for what I want to do. So brutal sounding when you want it to, but it can do cleans, it can do crunch, it can do whatever you want. It just suits my playing style, and also it plays so well. It is absolutely incredible. Anyway, it's not about this guitar in particular, it's about the 7th string guitar. Now, a common approach or a common meaning that I hear about 7th string guitars is that you have, that extra low string. But what about seeing this the other way around? Why isn't this a very low tuned guitar with an additional high string for leads? I mean, especially for metal players, this makes much more sense. I mean, okay, if you're used to playing jazz on a 6 string in standard E, this might be more logical to you. But I think for the modern metal player, it makes much more sense the other way around. Now, Rabea played on a 7th string that was tuned to standard 7th string tuning, which means that you have your standard 6 high strings plus an additional B, which means that you have to play power chords like this. However, I think the tuning plays a very big role in this whole equation of the 7th string. I personally prefer drop tunings, and Rabea does play drop tunings on the 6 strings as well. So I personally find that it's much easier to find your way around when you have a drop tuning. In my case, the guitar is tuned to drop G sharp, but it doesn't matter for this purpose. Now, what I love about the 7th string is that you have those very, ambient, massive, boomy low notes, but you have the possibility to noodle around. That is what I like the most about the music I want to make. So how do I find my way across this rather big fretboard? To me, it's all about the root note, which in my case is G sharp. I have all my G sharp root notes in my head, and from there I create my licks and patterns. And this might be a very simple approach and not apply to jazz or progressive metal, because they do just crazy stuff and change time and key all the time. However, it works for me and for my ear. My ear always wants to find that root note, so when I'm here, it wants to go to to G sharp. And now again, where's the root note? And there it is. And that's kind of my idea behind my noodling, or the way I structure what I play. I have these patterns that I play all the time, and I try to, mix all the notes that are in those patterns. And those patterns are all over the fretboard. Now, of course, if you change the root note, all these patterns change their location, but of course you can add, you know, like some odd notes to bring more expression to it. I'm very, very bad at music theory. I have a degree, but, you know, I've never used it for writing, and I keep forgetting more and more. So I can't name you all those chords and shapes and patterns if they're minor or, you know, added something. Also, if you're on the drop tuning on the 7th string, you can play chords as big as, I don't know what. You know, this one is probably my favorite chord. And the easiest one, 2nd fret on the D and on the G string. I mean, if you play this, it's already nice. Of course you can move it as well. So in my mind, I have my root note, my low root note. You know, the rhythm doesn't always have to be just, you know, like just 0, but your rhythm can go through that pattern as well. So you have the typical metal 0, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 and 12. And within those chords, you can fit your pattern. I hope it makes just a little bit of sense what I'm talking here. A rhythm for me is not just like, you know, something like that, like, you know, generic metal. I like to create, you know, small chords. And those chords are always in those shapes and patterns. They're, you know, they're hidden. I go from my bass notes, and from there I add other notes that are from that pattern. It's very, very hard to explain, but I hope some of it gets through. So I build my chords from the low to the high notes and not from the high notes and trying to add, you know, that low string somewhere into there, because I think that makes much more sense than seeing this as a normal 6-string guitar with an additional low string, at least to me. Anyhow, I'm talking way too much and I don't know if it makes sense. Now, this is the first time ever that I've done a video like this. If you want to know more, please comment down below what you want to know so I can do more specific videos in relation to your questions. Sorry. Yeah, so on and so forth. Thanks so much for watching. Now, I've planned to do another video like this in the future, talking more about those patterns that I meant. Now, I hope this video is any helpful. Sorry if I wasted your time. Is there anything more intelligent that I can say? Probably not. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Take care, and I'll see you next time.